Imagine stepping into the ring with a fighter known for 16 first-round knockouts, only to be floored yourself. That's exactly what happened when Edgar Berlanga, the rising Puerto Rican powerhouse, faced off against Canelo Alvarez, one of boxing's greatest. Canelo, with his superior experience, knocked Berlanga down and dominated every round, showing the world why he's still the king of the super middleweight division. This wasn't just a fight, it was a masterclass in how experience outshines raw power. Boxing fans around the world were treated to an exciting bout on September 14, 2024, when Canelo Alvarez successfully defended his WB, a WBC, and WB super middleweight titles against the younger power-punching contender Edgar Berlanga. This fight carried immense significance, not just because of the titles at stake, but because it rekindled the legendary Mexico vs. Puerto Rico rivalry. Both fighters were eager to prove themselves, but as the rounds unfolded, it became clear that Canelo's experience and technical mastery were overwhelming. From the first round, both fighters tested each other's limits, with Berlanga looking for openings while Canelo remained patient, waiting for the perfect moment to unleash his precise counterpunches. Canelo, known for his high-level defense and sharp footwork, worked on controlling the tempo of the fight, avoiding unnecessary risks, and keeping Berlanga on the outside. In the third round, Canelo sent a powerful message by flooring Berlanga with a devastating left hook. It was the first time Berlanga had ever been knocked down in his career, and although he quickly got up and continued fighting, the knockdown set the tone for the rest of the match. Canelo's dominance began to show as he meticulously targeted Berlanga's body, breaking him down with repeated hooks and jabs. While Berlanga tried to recover and engage Canelo in exchanges, it was clear that the Mexican champion was dictating the pace. As the fight progressed into the middle rounds, Berlanga tried to rally, throwing combinations and even landing some hard shots. But Canelo's superior ring, IQ, and defensive skills meant that Berlanga's attempts to take control of the fight were largely unsuccessful. Time and again, Canelo avoided getting caught by Berlanga's power punches, using his agility and head movement to evade serious damage. Canelo's strategy of punishing Berlanga's body began to wear down the younger fighter. In the seventh round, Berlanga's hand began to drop, leaving him open to more of Canelo's counters. As the rounds wore on, Berlanga, although showing heart and resilience, started to look more and more outmatched. He even resorted to dirty tactics, including headbutts, which earned him several warnings from the referee. Still, Canelo remained composed and continued to impose his will on the fight. By the ninth round, it was clear that Canelo was well ahead on the scorecards. Berlanga continued to try and land meaningful shots, but Canelo's precision and counterpunching were too much to handle. Canelo, knowing he was in control, began looking for a knockout in the later rounds. He unleashed a furious series of combinations in round 11, hurting Berlanga with more body shots. Berlanga, despite the punishment he endured, refused to back down and somehow stayed on his feet. His toughness and heart were on full display, even as his body was taking a beating from Canelo's relentless offense. As the final round approached, both fighters knew the outcome was inevitable. Canelo was too far ahead on points, and Berlanga, though game, simply didn't have enough in the tank to turn the fight around. Canelo continued to push for the knockout, but Berlanga hung tough and survived until the final bell. When the scorecards were announced, there were no surprises. Canelo won the fight by unanimous decision with scores of 118-109, 118-109, and 117-110. His performance was a masterclass in boxing technique, timing, and ring generalship, and he walked away with his titles intact. Berlanga, despite the loss, earned the respect of fans and critics alike for his toughness and heart, especially after enduring a knockdown and multiple rounds of heavy punishment. After the fight, Canelo spoke confidently about his performance, acknowledging Berlanga's resilience, but making it clear that his experience and skills were the key factors that decided the fight. He expressed satisfaction with his ability to control the fight and prevent Berlanga from landing significant blows. For Berlanga, the fight was a tough but valuable learning experience. He admitted that Canelo's skill and composure were more than he could handle on this occasion, but vowed to return stronger and wiser in future bouts. Though he couldn't dethrone the champion, Berlanga left the ring with valuable insights that could shape his future as a top contender in the super middleweight division. The fight also continued the long-standing rivalry between Mexico and Puerto Rico in the sport of boxing. This historic rivalry has produced many legendary matchups over the years, and Canelo vs. Berlanga added another exciting chapter to the story. While Canelo carried the Mexican flag to victory, Berlanga's spirited performance made Puerto Rico proud, even in defeat. In the end, the Canelo Alvarez vs. Edgar Berlanga fight delivered on the hype, showcasing the veteran skill of Canelo and the potential of a rising star in Berlanga. It was a clear victory for Canelo, who further solidified his status as one of the greatest fighters of his generation, while Berlanga proved that he has the heart and determination to compete at the highest levels of the sport. As fans look to the future, there is no doubt that both fighters will continue to be major forces in the boxing world, with Canelo likely eyeing even bigger challenges, and Berlanga determined to rebuild and come back stronger. As the fight drew closer, much of the pre-fight talk centered on whether Berlanga's power would be enough to trouble Canelo. With 16 consecutive first-round knockouts early in his career, Berlanga's punching power had become his most recognized weapon. However, against a seasoned fighter like Canelo, his power alone was not enough. Canelo's ability to slip punches, counter effectively, and control the distance ensured that Berlanga never had the opportunity to land any clean, fight-altering shots. Every time Berlanga tried to land something big, Canelo was already out of range or quickly countering with pinpoint accuracy. In the days leading up to the fight, many analysts predicted that Canelo would target Berlanga's body to slow him down, and that's exactly what happened. From the early rounds, Canelo focused on weakening Berlanga's body with hard hooks and straight shots to the ribs. These consistent body attacks wore down Berlanga's stamina, forcing him to lower his guard and making him vulnerable to headshots later in the fight. Canelo's systematic approach to breaking down his opponent's body was a masterclass in ring strategy, and it left Berlanga unable to maintain the pressure needed to swing the fight in his favor.